Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to cilinixfxcapital. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to a new middle of the day market updates. The first one in, I think, 11 or 12 days. I'm back from vacation right now, so we're back with the daily middle of the day market updates. And for a good time now. I was quite busy the last couple of months with moving and vacation as well the last month. But now we're back. A lot of great things coming. So hopefully you're as motivated and as happy with that as I am. But we'll start off today with a very, very bullish video, which is not in line with the thumbnail. When I made the thumbnail, the price was still down here, and it looked like we were going to get a bit of a move down. But great move here. I mean, we just had the Jerome Powell speech, which was also something we spoke about in the videos this morning, that if something positive came out of that, or if the markets reacted positively to whatever came out of it, we could actually rally quite hard, and that happened, all right? So hopefully you also... You were prepared for that. In general, I said, for most coins I covered, that I expected a bounce relatively quickly, right? I mean, that's also what we said for Bitcoin. We already saw that Bitcoin was stabilizing. We saw that for XRP. We saw that with Ethereum. The only way we could get another move down is if we saw a bad reaction to the speech, right? And we got a good reaction and some good things were said. I was deliberating and I was thinking a little bit about, all right, well, shall we do an in-depth video on what was being said at that speech, or shall we just, look at the conclusion, look at how the market is reacting and build upon that? And I've chosen for the second one. I mean, I highly recommend you that if you want to, find out a little bit more about what was being said, go to x.com and look up this account, right? So Data1. There you can find some in general, it's a great account, but you can also find some great summary takes on there. And I just see that Canada to remove retaliatory tariffs on many US products. That's bullish. That's bullish as well, so that helps. But we got a great move, right? And not only did we get a great move in crypto so far, if you take a look at others, which by the way, this was also expected, but also if you take a look at the stock market, we got a great move. The equities right now are almost at an all-time high. But what's also happening is that the probability of a rate cut in September, because of this speech and what was being said in there, has increased to 89%. So that's bullish. That's one of the fundamental reasons why we see a big move up. And one of the most important things, and one of the main things that I think you should know, is that Bitcoin has gotten a strong reaction here, and I think Bitcoin actually, in terms of what's bullish and what isn't, I think Bitcoin still has something left to prove. I mean, I would like to see Bitcoin hold this level right here, for example, at 114.5. If we actually want to get a move into the point of control, which is the next main resistance level, at 118.3. I would not be surprised if we actually get some sort of a deeper spike and deeper move down, although I do think, at least locally, the bottom has been reached, right? So I think a local bottom has been formed for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, and most altcoins. However, I do think you should be ready, and I do think you should be prepared for somewhat of a big spike down. That's definitely a possibility. But what you need to know regarding the entire market, so regardless of Bitcoin and some other things, is that the moves across the board for altcoins are actually very, very strong. I mean, if you take a look at, for example, a position that we've taken in the Signal group, but this is the same for a lot of altcoins. I mean, we've had a high volume move right here from major support, right? So that's for Aptos, for example, we took a position on that. You can see a high volume move, spike down right here. This is the highest volume we've seen since the top right here, the 14th of August. And since then, the highest volume was right here, the 23rd of July. But if you take a look at altcoins in general, you see the same, right? So altcoins were at major support right here, the yearly rolling VWAP. And now we see a high volume, a really high volume move. I mean, you can see it right here as well. I mean, in the last hour, we've seen $14 billion in volume for Ethereum. That's extremely high, right? And if you take a look at Bitcoin here, or maybe we should actually take a look at Ethereum. If you take a look at Ethereum, the volume right now is $51 billion. It's a lot, right? We've reached levels like that before, but now it's just only from the last 2 hours or so. Right, so that volume is still going to increase over the next 24 hours. And that's great to see, all right? That's great to see for Ethereum, but that's also great to see for altcoins in general. I'm not certain if we'll be able to break with altcoins in general, out of this resistance level right here. So that's still going to be a test. But look, the strength of this move and the volume does make me quite confident that we have reached a local bottom and that we can at least get into some stability and some consolidation right here. Now, let's talk about the main altcoins that I usually cover, Ethereum and XRP. So with Ethereum, you can see strong reaction right here, high volume. But again, I mean, with Ethereum, I also said this morning, I think it's most likely we're still going into 5,000 and higher. I do think, same with Bitcoin, you should be expecting some sort of a pullback here. And that pullback under the current circumstances can actually be quite steep. And this is what we said, worst case scenario for XRP. I think XRP is going to be stable. Again, we might test some imbalances to the downside, but I think we're slowly going for 3.12 and 3.25 again within range. And again, I mean, XRP has gotten a strong reaction here from the bottom of the range. I think this is some sort of a local bottom, and this is how I view most altcoins. So, are there some altcoins that are stronger than the market? Yes, certainly. One of the main things you can look at for that is volume. And if you take a look at that, what you can see, I think, is that Athena is still very strong. Chainlink is still relatively strong, although I'm not certain if that can continue. Arbitrum is relatively strong. Fartcoin is relatively strong. And last but not least, I think Aave is actually quite strong as well. Although those are definitely not buying signals, but those are just some pointers of where to look at. So those are my thoughts on the markets for now. I think that's what you need to know for now. I'll be back with new videos tomorrow. I'll still post a video on a very interesting project later today, so keep an eye out for that if you're interested in that. And for now, like I said, I think local bottom has been reached. I do expect a spike down, but after that, I expect bullish continuation, not only for Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, but also for altcoins. All right, tomorrow we'll be back in the weekend, and then we will focus a little bit more on which altcoins specifically, and we'll also take a look at some charts of where to look for some bullish continuation. Those are my thoughts. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye.